With regards to women and men and the idea that you can think that you're a man and be a man, or think you're a woman, did you see that coming at all, like 10, 20 years ago?
Not at all, no.
Like, it is odd.
I think it's lunatic, actually. I mean, it's verging on insanity. So I did not see that coming. I mean, I could have imagined writing a satirical novel about it, but that's about it.
Yeah. I remember Richard Gervais makes a joke about that when he says, I think it was just that. It was like the one thing nobody said 10 years ago. That would be the worst thing you can say on Twitter is women don't have penises. Now that would get you.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I can think to top that is identify as a dog. I mean,
God. I can imagine now there'll be so many angry comments even now just from this, and I don't know. It's a weird thing. I want to respect everybody and understand everybody, but it just really is something that. Okay, so is there if you have to really stretch your mind, is there any scientific backing for the concept of somebody's, like, there's a woman brain and a man brain, and
there might be that. There might be that, but to go from that to saying because you have a female outlook on life or something, therefore you are a woman. I mean that is just debauching language. It's one thing, and it's perfectly legitimate to say I'm a man, but I feel a certain feminine attitude to things. I feel perhaps I think like a woman. That's fine. I mean that doesn't worry me at all. But to then say, therefore I am a woman, is just a betrayal of language, of truth and the virtues of honest communication.
I find the ideology very conservative because it tells me that if my son wants to play with things that are typically feminine or stereotypically feminine, then they have to change to fit in. They have to become a woman to fit in with that.
Yes, I quite agree.
It's a crazy thing, really. So, okay, so if we are just to go out there a bit, I mean, are there aspects of brains that are male and typically female?
Probably. I don't know much about it. I wouldn't wish to deny that. But it's not a very profound observation. I think that you can find aspects of feminine sympathy in some male people and vice versa, and it would be surprising if that were not so. But as I said, but to go from that to the positive statement "I am a woman" is verging on insanity.
Is it dangerous?
Well, I think that people certain people like Kathleen Stock and J.K. Rowling have suffered in their lives and their careers as a consequence of speaking out on behalf of women, and they so far haven't, I think, actually suffered physical danger, but some of them have come close to it.
The saddest part about J.K. Rowling is that she was abused by her first husband and left in the street in a pool of her own blood in Portugal.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, before she wrote Harry Potter. And she had a very difficult time during that time. So for her, it's a really personal thing, about women's spaces and changing rooms and things like that.
I did not know that.
It's so sad. It's so sad to think that. And then the Harry Potter stuff. I mean, it's an analogy for the Nazis. I don't know. Have you read Harry Potter?
I have. Yes.
Did you enjoy it?
I didn't know. Well, yes, I enjoyed it. I held out against it for a while, but then I discovered that Stephen Fry was reading it, and I can't resist Stephen Fry, and so I listened to him, and I liked it. I mean, quite a lot of what I like is that she's actually sending up the magical stuff. I mean, it's so kind of satirical. I didn't know it had anything to do with the Nazis. That's
the whole. Well, as it goes further into the whole mythology, I think there's like the good and the bad and the pure bloods.
Okay, I was carry on. I've only read the first 2 or 3 books, I think.
Oh, they develop. It's funny because it's so brilliant. So I'm going to show off now, right? So I can speak 5 languages, and each time I learned a new one, I did it through Harry Potter in Spanish or French. So there's the 7 books. I'm not sure. And what's brilliant about it as a language tool is they start very much for children. They're like for a reading age of 11 or 12, and the writing becomes a little bit more complex.
Yes,
it's not Dostoevsky at any point, but it starts to get there by the final book. You're really in this big epic about the bad people who want everyone to have the pure blood, like the Nazis.
Yes, that sounds very interesting.
So
I shall resume.
Yes,
my Stephen Fry listening.
He's great, Stephen Fry. I
Yes.
heard him talk a little bit about doing those audiobooks, and there were certain words he was tripping over. And
Yes, I heard that. Yeah.
he asked J.K. Rowling,
Yeah.
"Can I do different words?" And she said no.
Yes.
Which fair enough if you're the
Yes.
writer.
Yes.
Gosh, Stephen Fry. Have you done debates with him? I'm just remembering now because I know he did Intelligence Squared. Was that with you or was Christopher Hitchens?
Yes, it was Christopher Hitchens. I've encountered him from time to time. I like him enormously. He's a wonderful man.
We should get him in. I'd
Yes.
love to meet Stephen
Yes.
Fry as well. Fantastic person. So yeah, the J.K. Rowling thing I think is really sad. Do you notice? I don't know. There sometimes seems to be different decades where we're a bit more is the word censorious?
Yes.
Yeah, we're a bit more censorious for sort of a decade, and then we sort of relax a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Children rebel against their parents.
Yes.
Do you think that might be what's really going on?
Possibly. Yes, could be.
That was just a clip from my full episode with Richard Dawkins. The full episode is on my main channel, which is a bit more mixed and all over the place. There is a link below. I want you to stay on this channel. And if you want to learn more about this whole trans debate and gender critical theories and things, you've got to watch Graham Linehan. He is the guy to talk about this stuff. So click here and keep watching this channel. Do hit the like as well.